Mishnah. Mishnah. Here comes the women. Here comes the women. I want freedom. Freedom is like making the world go down. Thank you. We like to ball. Yeah. Rolling. Mishnah.
Freedom!
Here come the women.
Again?
The women are here.
Freedom! Yes, they are.
Freedom!
We're here too.
Oh, and look, there's more decorations on the chairs.
Oh my goodness.
Ah.
Wow, how did that happen?
The children are passing out brownies, special brownies,
I don't wanna
and
mess with
cookies.
Those are not brownies though. Those are pine cones, looks
Well,
like. And then those are some
in
edible.
their mind.
Yeah, right. They could be brownies. They might be brownies on Monday. The week of Christmas, we're really gonna get.
Laurie's making them, so.
I hope you brought enough for the class.
That's right.
That's all I can say. All right, let's get down to business here. We have business. Oh, let's see. See, I got the pine cones too. Oh, and I got, these are the things. These are the star things with the, I don't know what those things are. There's some kind of red balls.
The star with red balls.
Star with red balls. Guilty. And who's this? Okay.
Oh, shit.
So now what? We just wait for people?
No.
I can't.
No, we don't.
I'm kidding.
Do we
No,
ever?
no, not to say hello or goodbye.
Oh, Kitty says there's two batches of brownies, one with and one without a
Oh, I
special
see.
ingredient. That's good because Tim and edibles don't get along.
I got to tell you what, the whole edible thing, you know, look, I'm a big fan of the overall concept. Have been, you know, I've been doing my own clinical trial for, a little less than 60 years. And that doesn't even sound right. 57 years, I guess would be fair. And, you know, I've said this before, I've had the brownies, you know, I've had that. I've had the what do they call it when they turn it into dab? You know, when they do the Freon thing or whatever it is they do, and it turns into that, and it's pretty. Oh, but no more time for that. Oh wow, this is unprecedented. I wish I had a theme song. Yeah, yeah, I got a theme song. Come in, it's Christmas.
Hang on. Wait a minute. It's supposed to be like in my new hearing aids, but it's not.
Oh, come on, with Bluetooth? We'll help you hook it up.
Yeah, it's supposed to stream to these suckers.
But you may not have it. Do you have Bluetooth? What are you looking at? What device? An iPad?
No, actually my my little Google Pixel phone 4A. It's a good little phone.
Okay, so does it?
I know, believe me, before I came on, I checked to make sure that the hearing aids were Bluetooth to the phone. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, take your time. We'll be here.
Okay, I still see you.
I see you.
Yeah, it says active left and right. Ah, what a
So maybe turn the volume up.
No, I'll get a regular set of headphones.
Oh,
I love.
You don't want to use your new toy? Come on.
What?
Man, you don't want to use your new toy? Freaking gadgets! I want to know how it works.
Yeah.
I know. No, I got to tell you, it's great. You could sit there and just watch things on your tablet or your, and it's just in your ears. Nobody can even tell what you're doing, and you can't hear your wife 100%.
You know, yeah, that's. I have those. Not like that. Mine are not hearing aids. I don't have hearing aids. That's why I was kind of, I'm looking at that. I don't know whether I'm ready for that or not. But everybody raving about the technology.
Okay, these are brand new, and they're really up to date. They're more up to date than most of the software in my phones and tablets. And they're Widex. Have you heard of it?
The Widex?
Yeah, WIDEX.
WITX?
DX.
Oh.
WIDEX. Okay, the guy who's kind of a shill for them. What's his name? Real good guitar player. There's so many of my. He's like a session guy, and he's played with everyone. I can't think of his name right now, but anyway,
Elliot Randall.
Yeah, but in that,
it's not Elliot Randall.
No, Elliot Randall's probably old by now.
I just saw him doing something. I thought maybe that was it.
Oh, Widex is best for tinnitus.
Widex Weeds Information Database. I think I'm on the wrong site.
No. They're
maybe
tinnitus.
They're good for
hearing
aids. What about tomorrow night?
But anyway, I'll tell you, Steve, my hearing is like really bad. Both my ears, I gave my ears to rock and roll. What could I say? And
you're not giving them back.
I know I ain't getting them back. That's right. But I put these things on. All of a sudden, I hear like lots of high end.
Oh, but does it annoy you, or is it like really cool? Like, is it?
No. Well, you can play with them. They have an app with an equalizer in it, with a very basic equalizer in it. So you can actually mess with them quite a bit now.
All right. Widex, DEX or DX?
No, E.
Okay, Widex memory. No, Widex moment.
Moments?
Yeah, this is the very last.
Oh, I got it. Widex moment.
They are lithium ion batteries. So you recharge them instead of putting those little pills in there. But this is like one of the first hearing aids to use the lithium ion batteries that could get them into a really small hearing aid.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I know something about. I know about lipo batteries because I'm an RC guy, and
yeah, right.
Yeah, so they figured that out. And yours is the Moment.
Yeah,
Moment 440. 440 to 330.
I don't, probably the top, still the top of the line, 4 something.
Yeah, 440. Wide X,
Yeah.
hearing aids, Moment 440. $4,500.
Well, I could go, this is a long story, but anyway, I got a super duper deal on them through my son.
Oh, an
Yeah,
endorsement.
I was, when he told me the price of the pair of them, I was like, are you sure that's right? Anyway, a very nice guy. My son works with his wife. They're both teachers. And this guy is a hearing aid guy.
Oh,
You know, he's got a hearing aid business.
nice.
So I didn't want to tell you because you're not going to be able to get them that cheap. But if you ever wanted them, I would get in touch with this guy for you.
Well, I got to tell you, the truth of the matter is, I could do him a lot of good because I have a whole bunch of deaf people coming on my show. And if he were to sponsor my show by turning me on to the right pair, then I would be able to, honestly, if I felt that they were really doing the job, turn it the other way. I would be able to give credible input to the right. One more turn, one more quarter turn.
Really, me?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, music.
Oh, no, it's not
But
working.
what's happening now? You're sideways. Go ahead. Answer.
No,
answer
put
the
it back.
phone.
Put it back. That's the way. Yeah, there you
And
go.
Angus's music.
Oh, that's why he's not coming in?
Yeah,
You have it?
I don't.
I don't
I was
either.
waiting for the music.
So was I.
Yeah.
I don't know where your music is now.
Oh, nice scene. That's very nice, Angus.
Oh, look at you.
I mean, last week he had the Nutcracker.
Really? Oh, yeah. Where is she tonight?
Nutcracker?
I just heard on TV that the Nutcracker, actually the little guy, is good luck to have in your house.
There you go. You know anything about that, Lenny? The Nutcracker?
The Nutcracker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the soldier that you crunch his head and he breaks a nut.
Yeah. What about him?
I don't know. There's a thing that says if he's in your house, it's good luck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably. There's got to be something good about him. He's kind of spooky. Kind of spooky looking.
Besides busting your nuts.
Well, here, according
Yeah,
to
I know.
folklore, Nutcrackers, we give.
I don't like the way his mouth works. That thing there.
Well, they bring luck to the family and protect the home.
Oh.
It said they represent strength and power and watches over the family, keeping equal.
Well, it is a soldier.
Yeah.
Sure is. Now, would that be the same as hey there? Would that be the same as the March of the Wooden Soldiers, or are those different?
Yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same guys, really.
Okay.
Nutcrackers.
The Nutcracker.
I think it was played by the same guy. Yeah, same guy.
So the White X headphone is Steve Lukather is the one who was one of them that was.
Ah,
Thank you. That's the guy. I like him.
If Luke is the poster child, they don't need me.
Steve Lukather, right?
Yep. And so you said there was like noise canceling. What do they have? Wife canceling headphones?
yes.
Well, yeah, because you can program them to do whatever you want.
A certain
So
frequency,
I have
certain
one
shrill
preset.
frequencies?
I have one preset. I call it off. And I just hit that button, and all of a sudden the world is just peace and calm. It's really wonderful.
There you go. Oh, you're done.
Well, okay. Kitty wants to know how long the batteries last.
LiPo batteries last a long time.
Yeah, they're lithium ions and they're rechargeable, and it comes with a little charger thing that you put them in, and I guess it charges them pretty smart. So I would think they gotta last for a while. What could they be if they lasted a year?
Right.
What do you mean? Till before you have to recharge them?
Before you would have to replace them.
It's
Okay,
gonna be
you
a
were
lot
charging.
long- It could be a lot. Could be a lot longer than a year.
Yeah. No,
It could be, yeah.
4 to 5 years, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'd think, because I mean, lithium polymer batteries are that technology is so. I mean, it's amazing what they do with batteries now. So, look, there you go. Drop something
So
else.
Lenny, are you using the?
If I charge them, they last about 16 hours.
Oh,
That's
really?
not bad.
So are you using them right now?
Yeah, in fact, if I wasn't using them right now, I could hardly hear what you guys are saying just through the phone speaker. It would be like,
So I missed in the beginning of the show, you didn't have them connected to your phone. How did you make it work?
I didn't. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm only listening to the phone right now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like,
So you don't have it
listening to the speakers
Bluetooth
of the
right
phone.
into it, right?
For some reason, maybe it's Zoom, it doesn't put the two together. Like I said, they're pretty new, and you have to have pretty new software for everything to work. And they were designed basically for iPhones.
So when you're in Zoom now, do you have a little microphone icon? And if so, can you see where it says select a speaker?
Oh, well, let's see.
Because there's
Am I
select a
supposed to?
microphone.
I do see a disconnect audio, but that's
No,
No, I see it. He's talking about on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen where there's the video camera
might not-
and the microphone.
right. Lenny might not have it because he's not using a computer, but somewhere there should be a setting for what speaker you want to use. And then if you do, it looks like he turned his camera off. But
You know what? You're asking a lot.
Tonight. That's
You know,
right.
he's never
Hey, Mousy,
juggled
how are you?
before. He's never juggled before. Put the chainsaws down.
Hey, Mousy.
Hey, Mousy.
Hi. How are you?
Angus, what are you trying to show us? That white thing?
Yeah, what is that?
Franny came in with this little Christmas tree here, and she says, it doesn't light. Get it to work.
Oh,
Did you put batteries in it?
Yes. It's working.
Good. It's beautiful, too.
Look at that. You're so
I
handy.
didn't see it.
Okay, technical people.
Well,
That would be the three mixers.
Yes.
I was
it would
hoping
not be Angus and Steve.
it would not be us.
I fixed the toilet yesterday.
All right.
Very good.
That's important.
That's
Right,
not
listen.
Tell me
bad.
which is more important right now.
Exactly.
Rich Verge. Okay, this isn't going to go well. I'll come back to it. Well, no, Rich
Yeah,
is.
hold that thought.
Yeah, I will. I'll come back
Okay.
to it. It's about miking.
shut up.
It's important.
Okay.
Who's there?
It's Verge.
There he is.
Oh, look at,
Hey,
is it windy there, Rich?
Hi, yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Rich.
How you doing?
everybody.
Hi.
Who's here tonight?
Lenny,
Steve.
Angus,
Steve.
Mousy, Joe.
Mousy, hey, everybody. Yeah, it's
Hey.
it's fucking beautiful here. I was gonna ask you guys, Mousy, what's the weather like in Jersey?
It's overcast. It just finished raining for like a day and a half. And I'm gonna say it's like in the low 40s right now.
Got on a knit hat.
Yeah, she's wearing a hat.
It's
boy.
getting a little cool here. It's getting a little cool here in Antigua.
Oh, it's
That's
cool
what
here
happened.
too, man. It's
76.
beautiful.
Is that
76, I
Lenny?
think.
Hey, Lenny, what's up, bro? You know it's
How are
cold
you,
here.
Richard?
Hey man, how you doing? When I sit in the backyard at night, I actually put a light leather jacket on because it's yeah, man. I'm a Caribbean man now. You know what I'm talking about, Lenny. This time of year, at night it gets cool. We have the breeze here, as you can see.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting out here smoking and smoking and smoking, and all of a sudden I try to get up and I realize my feet are like blue.
What's that got to do with the weather?
Well, it's 61 degrees here in Florida.
Okay,
It's-
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you're up there in the tundra, the Florida tundra.
Yeah, you're hours north of us, Angus.
That's why we believe the tree in the fireplace. You know,
Verge, do you have
Mousy.
a gig tonight? Do you have a gig tonight, Verge? Are you playing?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry.
You could have a date.
Yes, I am. I'm on break. I'm at the shower because they got look because
Are you taking
they
a
got a
shower
light here.
on your break?
Yeah, I usually smoke a bit, take a shower, wash the car.
Nice.
What's the rules on smoking down there, Verge?
You already had.
Well, it's illegal, but as long as you're discreet. I don't know how discreet I'm being right now in the fucking light and standing here by the shower.
Advertising it on,
Yeah.
the internet, yeah. But I don't think they're coming for you.
Nah.
No, I think they're more. I'll tell you a story. I was stopped here once when I first came to the island 10 years ago, coming out of the supermarket. I was on my way home from work, and as soon as I got out of the supermarket, I lit up. Immediately behind me, fucking boy, oh boy, my fucking heart was pounding. I'm thinking I'm going to be in the fucking newspaper. I'm going to embarrass my wife, They pull me over. There's two officers. One, he brings me behind I had a van at the time, behind the van. The other officer goes up front. Oh, by the way, I lit up a full joint. It was a big, fat fucking joint. And when they stopped me, there's nothing I could do. I just put it there in the ashtray. What can I do, So the guy takes me behind the van, my name, going through all the shit and everything like that. We finally get done, and he says, listen, the next time that you're going to smoke or think of smoking, roll up your fucking window. So, and I went back up front. My fucking joint was still sitting there, but the guy was going through everything. He saw it. But, they're looking for, guns, cocaine. I mean, we don't have guns here, but some people.
Yeah,
bring guns.
anything's possible.
So, but yeah, so that's how it is here. It's, yeah.
That's
but
fine.
The problem is, it's a Dutch island, a fucking Dutch island, and you can't smoke weed. There's no gay marriage. It's a Christian conservative.
Don't they
type
smoke?
of-
Wow, I didn't think that.
They
Yeah,
smoke weed in
they
Amsterdam.
have hash bars in Amsterdam. The Bulldog is in Amsterdam.
Yeah, the Bulldog. They got a place here called the Bulldog, right? So my
Where?
wife told me that it's a place in Amsterdam because she knows she lived there 25 years. Anyway, I get there, I sit down, I says, hey, dude, is it okay to smoke here? This is the Bulldog from Amsterdam. He says, yes, it is, but no, you can't smoke. So, so I left.
False
Funny story, right?
advertising.
Yeah, that's not my memory. It's not my, but listen, that's okay. I was going to ask our sound experts. I have a question. I was in the studio today, and I'm just using. This is a tom-tom conversation, miking the tom-toms for my whole. Most of my career, I used concert toms. No bottom head. That's it. Easy. You tune it up. And I'm very much rim shots on everything. So for me, it's about the impact of the stick, right? Now I'm using, I've had other kits, but my other kit that was double headed was graphite. So, it was a different sound. But I'm using an alder kit now, and I just don't like the way the toms are. There's too much bleed. I've only got 57s. There's frickin' 6 tom-toms or 4 racks with 2 crashes. And I'm asking myself, why don't we mic them from the bottom?
There's no
Okay,
reason
we've
why
all got
not.
our opinions about
Yeah.
that.
You have heads on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no reason, here's what I would say, because no matter what kind of configurations I'm doing in my head right now, until you actually hear it, you're never going to know. So I'd try it and see if you like it, because I understand what you're saying. Underneath, you're not going to get that overhead bleed of the cymbals and other stuff that's going on in the room. So you're using what you said, 57s?
Yeah, 57s, and the resonant heads on the bottom. When you tune a drum right, it's supposed to resonate off itself.
Yeah.
I would think if you were ever going to hear the shell, you would hear it from the bottom more than you'd hear it from the top.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And my other question is, how come nobody ports them and puts the mic in there like they do with a 52 on a bass drum?
I actually saw a kit like that once that was ported like that, and they were inside.
And how did it sound?
It sounded amazing. It sounded like a studio.
There's that. Thank you.
Hey, Verge, I like your shirt.
Lenny?
Thank you. Everybody asks if it's oh, my necklace is crooked. Everybody asks if it's like Dallas Cowboys or something, but it has nothing to do with that.
But it's not the
But, yeah.
shirt that's there. Why they're asking.
Here, I'll let you see the back. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh, we always like to
Look
see.
where I am.
Whoops.
Oh,
This
nice
is-
urinals.
This is my very special my dressing room. But
Oh, there it is. I see. Very
Oh,
nice.
okay, cool.
it's not as fancy as your shirt, Steve. By the way, Steve, your shirts are fucking beautiful, man.
What? I can't. What?
Your shirts are beautiful.
Oh, thank
He said
you.
your
Thank
shirts
you.
are
bro.
fucking beautiful, he said.
And we thank
Hey,
you.
this guy just came in the bathroom, and I'm talking, and you guys are talking and shit. I wonder if he wondered what's going on here.
I'm
Guys,
sure he does.
you guys have a great night. Okay.
Okay.
And, happy holidays
See you
and all that
next
stuff.
week.
Bye, Red.
Christmas
Take care.
party next Friday.
Yeah, Christmas party Friday.
Later, Verge.
I can't hear shit right now because the speakers. Moi, ce soir, voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Ce soir.
So Lenny, what were you going to say about the miking?
Yeah.
Well, I like getting back to it because I like talking it. But now he used to use the mics. I don't know if they were 57s or what in those concert toms. Open-ended. Your
Yeah, well,
toms.
that's what I use. That's what I used to do.
Franco used to do that too. Stick like 57s, like up under the, and I never really understood how that worked. You know, I mean, they were loud. They had a lot of attack. But to me, double-sided drums just have a much better sound.
Double-headed, right?
Double-headed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you could get a
but
faintness
his
out
do
of
have
it
it
now.
now. He is
Right,
using
It
double
depends how you
headset
play
now.
too. It
Yeah.
really depends how you play. If you're one of those finesse jazz guys, then you want that thing. I hit like I'm trying to kill the thing. So there's no tonal value to what I'm doing. It's impact, more impact, or a little less impact. It's just so the drums don't react the way they would if it was Steve Gadd or if because I'm hammering this shit, and it almost chokes it. And what I'm losing that the crack of the impact. And I'm thinking if I cut a little hole in there and stick the capsule just this far in, that I'll get that air and that impact from the batter head.
So
I know a
are
lot
you-
of guys did that, tried doing that. I saw it, professional acts where they would actually have just an XLR mounted to the rim of the drum.
Yeah.
And you just take the mic cable and plug it right into
Plug
the
it
drum.
right
which
in,
I
yeah.
the
thought was
mic's built in? Yeah.
slick.
I've seen that.
But
The
I never
Maze was
kind
first
of-
to do that.
I never knew if it was really a great sound, because all I can think about is all that air moving around in there, bumping into each other. You know what I
Yes.
mean? All of a sudden you take that attack and go,
Well, and again, it also depends on the player and how they play. So,
And-
yeah,
if they
of course.
Is this
I
for
mean, I
live
used to
or
do jazz
studio?
acts where I would
Studio.
mic the bass drum from the wrong end because it was a jazz act, which is
Well, some guys
Yeah.
mic them from the front and the back, and same with the snare drum from the top and from the bottom. I never
Yeah.
saw the use of doing it from the bottom because my snare drum is so freaking loud. I could just mic it from wherever, and I'm going to get the sound. But the toms are different. They project different. They play different. And it's a whole. The snare drum, I can just get the whip out of my left hand and make the thing, 130 dB without even trying. But the toms are like, I want them to have that deep sound, but I want them to be percussive. I don't want that ring. I want doom, because when you're going, it just sounds like feedback almost.
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Okay.
I wouldn't mic them only from the bottom if you have two heads, because the top is where you're going to get the attack and the stick click and everything you're used to hearing, which you would have heard when you put the mic inside the concert toms. So I wouldn't give that up. Do you mic every single drum and track them separately?
Yes,
So then you can gate those tracks.
I do.
Maybe you do that, right?
Yeah.
But you're
Okay.
still getting too much. And then overheads, overheads can be a problem. Have you ever underheaded your cymbals?
No, no. In fact, that's what I'm doing is just, I should have taken a picture of it, but you know how they have the little clamps that go on the rim and then they have the Z-shaped thing or whatever it is, and it goes up and down and it's got the
claw.
right. Well, what I did, because I had mine coming in and across the top and down looking at the center of the head. So I just took it and put it on the bottom and had it looking at the center of the bottom head, just because I want to see what the difference in tone is. I left a couple of them regular and I put a couple of them on the bottom to see what it's going to be. I didn't get a chance to really track it yet. But the thing that I think I'm really looking for is that attack that you're talking about, Joe, without all the ring and zing that comes with it. So,
Well, what if
Yeah.
you were to use different mics, Joe? A different mic than a 47? What would you use?
It's a little weird because as I get older, like I went from 5-string back to 4-string. I like the Glyn Johns recording a drum set with 4 mics. So I get more simple. I like me on a desert island. Just give me a bag of 58s or 57s and I'm done. So I've gone back the other way, but 57 is a great mic. It's fine. You could use it there. I don't think the mic's the issue. Kind of like what I do. I could find a picture of it, but I did one, Anton Fig. I did it at the Tabernacle, and he didn't bring a drum kit. He made up a bunch of shit out of percussion. And so, like a tambourine was a kick drum, something, it was all kinds of crazy stuff. But whenever there's something interesting like that, I bring my ear around the instrument.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to where's the sweet spot of that drum. That's where the mic goes, right? Because that's where it sounds best.
Right.
Acoustic drums are like acoustic guitars. They're an acoustic instrument, like a stand-up bass. You've got to deal with all the resonance. And that's why I asked live or studio, because live, those drums will be picking up all the other stage volume inside there. And then what Lenny was saying about all that swishing around inside the drum, that's happening the whole time, right? But in a studio, that drum's really only reverberating to the drums, right? Because there isn't really other stuff going on.
You're also not putting anything else on it, if that's what you mean.
Right. But why do you not just, since your natural love is the concert tom, what would happen if you just took all the bottom heads off?
Well, then it would be that, because these are minor power toms, so they're deeper than regular toms.
Uh-huh.
And then it would just, that's what it would be. I would get the sound. I mean, I certainly could do that. I hate the look of unfinished stuff.
Right.
It would drive me nuts to see it that way. I think
see the hardware without the right. So
Yeah.
how about, you don't have enough drums to mic every drum? Top, bottom, and inside. Like literally, if I had them, I'd mic the whole kit from the top, I'd mic the kit from the bottom, and I'd put mics inside. I'd track them all, and then I'd turn them on and off, and I'd say, well, where's the best way to do this? Right?
Well, and I get that, but I don't have that many mics. It's a big set.
That's a lot of microphones.
Yeah, that's a dozen mics.
And the idea of just using 4 mics, you don't like that idea?
How many pieces are your
4
kit?
mics for the whole kit? I mean, it would work. I could do it that way. I'm not
But
so
don't
sure.
you have like a 6-piece kit or something though?
I've got 2 kicks, snare drum, 4 racks, 2 floors.
Yeah.
What if you deaden the heads? Like I tune my drums about as loose as they can be, and to me that's where the drum, not the snare I make it as tight as possible, but everything else I start with it flappy and just tighten it till it gives me the sound it wants to make. And because I'm not a drummer, right? But if you listen to like Good Times, Bad Times, that's like 2 microphones
That's ridiculous.
in a
the whole kit.
hallway, you know. And I think they mic that kick from the front with that incredible foot pedal that Bonham had with his,
Oh.
I mean, his foot, you know, being able to do those triplets on the kick drum. So
I'll tell you something that I never knew. And maybe you guys knew this, maybe you didn't. First of all, I love now that I'm into the Roku thing, you get all these freaking clickbait things, and it's why Ginger Baker thinks John Bonham and Keith Moon are not really good and that kind of shit. And so, where was I going with this? It had to do with Bonham. Oh shit!
We just saw what Ginger Baker said today.
Yeah, Ginger Baker said, yeah, but there was another reason for it, and I totally lost it. It was talking about 4 mics. We were talking about the mics.
What?
Oh God!
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
It'll
Yeah,
come.
we were talking about the
Just
fuel mic.
breathe.
We were talking about the sound.
Talking about-
It was. Did it have something to do with?
Oh, I know
the
what it
pedal?
was. No, thank you. Ding, 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 ding. Okay,
Follow the breadcrumbs.
it was. Oh no, I lost it again. No, no, I'm kidding. Don't make me lose it again. It was. Now I did lose it again.
Oh, man.
Well, we're not going to tell you again.
No. We're not.
Oh yes, I got it back.
I'm all ears.
I hear that Carmine Appice claimed to
Oh.
be an influence on John Bonham.
I read that a couple of times.
Yeah, we went through
I
this.
called Henry,
He came on the show.
That's
and
true.
he said that was true.
Yeah.
right.
That when the Fudge played with Led Zeppelin or whatever it was, Bonham was asking Carmine all kinds of questions. Why do you do this? How do you do that? And it blew my mind to find out. You know, you hear that kind of shit out in the industry, but you don't know. And Henry Smith said, "Oh yeah." He said he was a big fan of Carmine's and used to call him up all the time, asking him questions about stuff.
Henry came on the show and told us this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking Henry, man.
Did you, Steve? This is kind of going back a ways, but did you ever hear of the Appice? It was the Appice analog noise gate.
No.
No, Carmine taught this to Joe because, you know, you would have ringing drums. You would set up real quick for a large gig, and there's no time for this and that. You can't have drums ringing right off the bat, right? So what Carmine would do, he would take a Dr. Scholl's pad, cut it in half, put a whole bunch of gaffer's tape on the back of it, and then stick it to the top rim of each tom.
I've seen that. I
You
know
know,
exactly
you
what
know,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
And I'm saying it used to work so well when I was doing sound for the Rats. He would hit those toms, it would be bang, 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 and then they just shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
Well, right. I mean,
it was cheap.
I tried it once and the thing flew off, so I figured that's not going to work.
Well,
Have you tried
that?
Dead
What
ringers?
kind of road crew you got?
No, I don't want anything on my drums. I don't want no
use the
wallets.
sticky maxi
Oh,
pads,
a
the thin ones.
perfectionist.
Well, no. I mean, if you don't know how to tune your drums, then I guess Dr.
No.
Scholl's.
I'm only kidding. That's old.
I
That's
know.
old school goofy.
I mean, how many Beatles songs have a towel over the drums?
Yeah,
Like-
and he
Yeah.
like
seems
a
he
third
was
of them.
doing it.
Well, what I didn't know about that is that Ringo put a towel over the floor tom and played the bass drum part on that. I didn't know that.
Really?
And I also didn't know, and only found out yesterday on our Throwback Thursday. Was it yesterday?
Kenny Anderson.
Kenny
Yeah.
Anderson,
Oh.
that the Beatles were big fans of Buddy Holly, and because of the Crickets, that's how they came up with the name
The
Beatles.
You never heard that story?
Yeah.
The Beatles.
You're kidding.
And McCartney bought all the Buddy Holly music, right? Isn't
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
He bought the catalog, yeah.
Well, the guy was on the show
I
over
never
a
heard
year
that.
ago and told the story. We just reran it yesterday.
Yeah, why
so-
would I know these things?
And the Hollies were named after Buddy Holly.
The Hollies were?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Who knew all of
Look at
this?
that.
Yeah.
People.
Wow.
Yeah, I
My-
mean, he's, Buddy
My
Holly's
best friend, I had
legacy
to
is
explain
it's
to
not
him
gonna fade
about the
away.
spelling of the Beatles.
What about the Beatles, Lenny?
I had to explain to my friend about the spelling of the Beatles on the
Right.
bass
Oh,
drum.
with the
He
beat.
didn't realize that it was not the bug spelling, it was the beat spelling
I
Oh
didn't
my
know that
God.
either.
Yeah,
for about 50 years.
I knew how you spelled it. I didn't know why.
Yeah, because of the beat.
Ah.
'Cause-
Yeah, supposedly, wasn't it? I mean, now, so you might know better than I, but the Crickets looking for it, the Beatles were looking for a bug. They said, what about Beatles? And I think Lennon changed the spelling to beat, B-E-A-T.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
story.
There you
The-
go.
yeah.
Good move.
And the Crickets got their name because when they were rehearsing in a garage or something, there was a friggin' cricket that just kept chirping and fucking up their recording or whatever that they were doing. So that's why they named themselves the Crickets.
Wow.
It was just like a random, like cricket it was
Wow.
there or whatever. But Steve, you reminded me of something today when you were saying about somebody pounding on the drums. I remember asking Joe Morello, who of course was like the lightest touch ever, and like such a dynamic drummer. And I said to him, what did he think about different people playing? And when I asked him about, he and Ginger Baker were actually very good friends, and I said to him, what about Ginger? I go, what do you think about Ginger's playing? He goes, Ginger has his own thing. He goes, but I'll tell you one thing, he beats that snare drum like it owes him money.
I got to hang with Ginger once. He came to see John, and we were in Colorado. He had his farm or whatever was there, and he came to the gig. And I love playing double bass drum stuff. I invented for my own self a cert because I play lefty on the bottom and righty on the top, so I can do because of that. I can do different things that guys can't usually do. It just sounds different. And so there's Ginger Baker. Guess what? Okay, here, listen to this. And so John says to me, why don't you take Ginger out for a walk? Meaning,
Get him high.
get him high, right? I guess he wanted him to be nice. So I took him out, and I got him. I mean, I was on the Bob Marley Olympic team. So I'm not traveling with the dirtweed. So Ginger's now, he's like, he's out there. And we're walking back and he said something about good playing or something like that. And I said, hey man, you're the reason that I play two bass drums, which is true. He's the first guy, even though I think Louis Bellson did it first. Ginger was the first guy I ever saw do it. And he said, you didn't get any of that from me. And it was like, no. It was what an interesting person.
Yeah.
And
So-
him and John, I mean, that's like they cancel each other out. Yeah. Anyway,
Hey.
So with double bass drums, do you like them tuned the same, or do you, like Ginger Baker had completely different size and different tuning? When he switches to that other bass drum at the end of White Room or whatever, I don't know, Sunshine of Your Love, one of them, he switches over at the end before the fade out. It's a completely different kick drum. Like it's not even close to the same sound.
yeah. Well, Corky Lang used to do that too in Mountain. He had a 20 and a 24.
Mhm.
And it was like that. I use the same size kick drum, but I because of the way I play, because of what the sticking would be, I have my left bass drum, which is my secondary bass drum, pitched maybe a half a step higher than my main bass drum. Because when I don't like it when guys use, and I don't want to get into a war with anybody, but I don't like the double pedal on the bass drum because it's like it's not.
Yeah. Overkill.
You're gonna play four notes. You want it to go ba do do doom. You know what I mean? Not ba ba doom doom. So I like that ba do do that the tuning of it. That's what I prefer, and I'll use a double pedal, and I can do all the things with it. Physically, it's not a lot different. but it is because on two bass drums, nothing else is hitting that head but the one kick, but the one pedal.
Yeah, with the one pedal.
So,
Yeah.
whereas if you're hitting the same thing, it's choking it half as fast. So. Yes, boy with the green.
I will say this about the double pedal. The silver lining, I think, is that it enabled a lot of schmoes that were like working for a living to do, double bass drum stuff. And
not everyone could do that.
It sounds okay for a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, not everyone could do like that. Good times, bad times, triplets on the kick drum with one foot.
No, I still don't understand how he does it.
But you see, I'm just to speak to that. I don't do that with two bass drums. I do it with one. I do it the way Ballroom did it because that's the only way it's going to sound.
Yeah.
Two bass drums would be like, I don't know. That would
wouldn't it sound funny?
It would with two. No, it would sound good. You'd get a little bit more definition on the initial kick, and it depends how you play. How some guys play heel down, right? So they play like this. Other guys play heel up like that. So in order to get that double hit, that da-doom, 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 I collapse my ankle so that my leg is only going down once, but it's going doom, 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 doom. You know what I mean? That's how I get that.
Wait. The beater is hitting the head twice.
Yes, because it's the way I. Gumby, can I use you for a second? The way I play is, hi, Mousy, hi.
Hi, Gumby.
The way I play, when I take the first stroke, right, instead of going like this for two strokes, dome, 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 and two complete motions of my leg, I do, don't let it hurt you, Gumby, I do dome, and then it collapses, and the second one comes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
I just somehow didn't see it getting back that quick.
Oh, believe me, when guys used to want to play my set, especially before I started using the Premier pedals, I used to take those old Speed King pedals and crank that frickin' screw. Somebody told me, you can change the tension on. What? Oh yeah, there's screws on the bottom that make it harder to hit. And man, I'm telling you, I cranked these things down till the springs flew out of the top. And guys would want to sit down on my set and they'd be like, how do you play this, man?
He's got strong legs.
Yeah, well, it's about the geometry of it. It's really, when you see these guys sitting and their knees are above their hips, you know what I mean? When you see these guys, how can you do that? I mean, for me, everything has to be at a right angle. I need to be able to keep my arm at a right angle so that if I'm playing the snare drum, it's like that. If I'm playing the tom-tom, if I go up to it, because I've still got all of this left when I just reposition my arm. I don't have to do anything with my elbow. So, there's wrist in it. There's this. But to move around, if you're bunched up like that, or you're sitting up way high, it's like, the drums will tell you where they want to be because there's only one good way for each person to do it, and that's to sit, in a comfortable position for you. So whatever.
Now, speaking of Dino Danelli, when the Rascals were first, no Gloom.
No, I know.
When the Rascals first came out, didn't he sit like low into his drums?
No, I don't remember that. I was just looking at pictures of him today, and it's because Dino, the first drummer that I ever would call an influence was Gene Krupa, because that's the first records that I heard was stuff with him on it and his solos. So I went there. But the first guy that I saw in concert that influenced me was Dino. I got the same color drums as him. I had more. He was a 4-piece kit. But even to this day, when I set up my drums, or, no matter what, all my crashes are flat. And it's because Dino's crashes were flat. And I didn't even realize that. I started getting, regular calls from Gene Cornish, and we'd talk about all this stuff. And Dino, man, did you ever notice back in the day that everybody had those black felts on their cymbals, but Dino had those
Yeah.
big white felts.
I
He
never
did?
noticed that. Yeah.
What it was bass drum beaters cut in half.
Oh, so he made his own bushing.
Yeah.
But Lenny
Wow.
was he sat back or
We-
something.
No, sat down. No, he was pretty even. I mean, he was set up like a jazz guy. You know what?
Right.
He was a jazz
Let's-
guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's
He was playing Vegas before he was with the Rascals. Who was he playing with?
Lionel Hampton.
Yeah, Lionel Hampton.
Oh, well,
Okay.
that would be a jazz guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say.
Yeah, Gene tells us stories.
Yeah.
Gene
It's-
called today, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
so,
I've got a theory.
a theory of.
Of the bass drum beater cymbal holders.
Yeah.
Think about it. You take one of those bass drum beaters, you cut it in half, you put it on top of the cymbal, you start to screw it down, probably with a washer on top or something.
Yeah.
So he's got these cymbals going straight out. Everything's looking really crisp and blah, blah, blah. And probably with that thing, you could screw that so hard that you got to hit that cymbal and it'll stop pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. To
That's
choke.
just the way I'm thinking of it. I could see that happening.
Screen's not. I'm trying to show you my Dino Danelli pictures, but they're not coming up for me.
No, the only thing
no, I'm
you should
looking
be
at he
watching
played-
would be-
The thing for me, the way as a drummer, it looks actually if in the early days, I'm looking at a bunch of pictures, he might have sat high. He never sat low.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he use a one of those drum thrones, those cocktail seats? Did he ever use those?
Not that I know. I don't see that in any of these pictures.
Okay.
And I think how high, no, actually, yes, there is a picture of it right here, of him using one of those. But the thing about that is, for me, if I'm going to set up, I won't be able to pull it up. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. If I'm going to set up, the first thing that I do is sit on the throne and put my foot into an executed position, like with the bass drum beater against the head held down the way I would kick it. And if my knee is higher or lower than my hip, the whole thing is going to be off. So it starts for me with the height of the chair, because if you're squished, and your knee is already bent, it's harder to pull it up. So anyway.
Yeah, for some reason, you see so many drummers, some of them sit this way, some of them sit that way. But I just remember him seeing him in the early days. It always seems like he was kind of underneath the drums. You know what I mean?
Maybe because he was using that big bass drum and it looked like he was lower.
Could have been.
Because
But-
Huge. Yeah.
anything.
The video to play with them is Ed Sullivan's show doing Good Loving.
Yeah.
He looked
was-
so good on that video.
And
He is
talk
just
about
doing
change
that.
it.
I always call it the robot thing, because he was just kind of playing like he was a robot. He's moving
Yeah.
his head around, real stiff. I was like, it was the coolest thing. He would do that little thing where he'd flick his hand under the hi-hat. What the fuck was that?
And when
Yeah.
you think
And then
about
he would
what
do that.
else was going on at that time, what the other music from 1965, I think, is when that record came out.
Yeah.
And the way other drummers were playing, he was like, to me, he was the first one who really played like a rock drummer, with
Yeah.
like just some really cool dynamic stuff going on. It wasn't just like holding down the beat and doing a couple of changes. I mean, he like was the driving force behind that song, especially, where he
That
was,
was
the captain
That
of the
was a
ship
really
there.
good band.
When
Yeah,
they used to
that was
do
so
Love
good.
Lights and Mickey's Monkey and all that stuff, the beat that he used to do in there.
Yeah.
I worked so hard to learn that when I was a kid. It was like just amazing. What? Do I have what?
Oh,
What?
Jeff says he's
Oh,
on
oh.
his way to Nashville now, so he can't pop in. Jeff is in Maryland right now on his way home, so he can't pop in tonight.
Oh,
When
well,
you say on his
you know,
way home, you mean on his way back to Nashville or on his way
Yeah.
here?
No, on his way back to Nashville. He was up here to move his mom, and then there were some complications that ensued, and his mom actually is still in the hospital now. She had fallen and then
Oh.
she had a UTI and she has COVID now. So Gary was at my house the other day and I was like, bro, talk about like when it rains, it pours. He's like, yeah, he goes, unbelievable. And then I think Jeff went out with, I don't know if you know Michael Venditti, Kingpin, we used to call him, but so I guess Jeff and his wife went out with Venditti and his wife, and then she got COVID. So it's like, seriously, everybody, again, I have to go to somebody's house tomorrow night. I'm telling people, don't touch me. I'm wearing a mask. Yeah, seriously. Now, because it's like close friends that I've known
As
forever.
opposed to, hey, everybody come and touch me.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
our first instinct is to like hug each other,
We're having a new wave in the New York metropolitan area. So,
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of a new wave,
You have to wake Lenny up.
speaking of a new
Lenny,
wave,
wake up.
Lenny, I want you to
What?
concentrate.
Am I not here?
No. I just want to see. I'm gonna
Mousy,
pin
you
this
have
for you,
seen
Mousy.
this.
I got coal for this from you,
Yes, you
But,
got Steve Cole.
but just I want to see if anybody.
I told him he's getting coal in his stocking this year. He's on the
I
20th.
have, I have a punchline for this. It's gonna get. Just hang in with this, Lenny, and see what you
Don't fall
think.
asleep, Lenny.
Hang on.
Watch, Len.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
Oh, okay, it's clear.
No. I got to do
This
that.
stuff's still there.
I'll just do it this way. Christmas.
Jeez.
You're such a
Uh,
jerk.
Steve, what are you doing, Steve?
I tell you what I'm doing. I'm pissing some people off. I'll tell you
He
that.
posted that on his
I
Facebook.
put that.
Is that the first time you've seen that gag?
Oh,
The first time I've seen. No,
he
I
made it.
I made it. That's my
That's our
pool.
pool.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I've seen the same gag.
Oh, of course. I'm
Oh,
all right.
shit.
Let me give you
Well,
the
he sent it to
411 on
Mousy,
it.
he sent
I'm
it to
standing
Angus.
there because I'm thinking, oh, I got the iPhone with
Ugh.
60 frames per second, 4K, slow motion's got to be incredible. So I'm playing, standing up there filming a thing, and I go and I think, oh, you know what? I should put some kind of a mantra on this, some meditation thing.
Then
And then all of a sudden, of course, the frickin' 7th grader comes out and goes, whoa, wait a minute. And so I'm working on it. I'm doing the whole thing. I time out the paragraph, and it's, Angus almost hurt his elbow, right? So
He almost hit his head.
so I posted to my reel. I figured it's funny, who knows, because I mean, you see that kind of crap on TikTok all the time, but Facebook, got to be careful because
Old people.
there are seasoned people on Facebook. And so this guy is in a conversation with me, random person, hey,
September,
asking me about
October.
Mark Hitt. Is it true that he's gone? Yes.
This is the
How did he
spring.
die? There was this and that and the other thing. Oh, really? You guys are probably about my age. I used to see you guys all the time. I'm 62. And I said, well, no, Mark was 68 and he was the youngest guy in the band. And he said, oh, wow, still too young. And then I don't hear from him. Then I post
For months.
Then I post that thing, right, to my reels.
Now, Steve doesn't know this guy.
My reels, I don't know this.
Some drummer from Long Island.
And I get, grow up. So my response naturally is why?
yeah, no.
And his response, I would just, block or whatever, because I don't engage. But I was in one of my moods, and
He was being a bad little kid now.
So he says, grow up. And I said, why? And he said, because messing around with the occult will keep you far away from God.
The occult.
And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
and so I said
Wake up.
I said something to the effect of, that had nothing to do
It
with
was
the
a
occult.
joke.
It was a joke and had nothing to do with the occult. And judge not, ...
And
right?
He writes back.
And he writes back,
Yes, it did.
oh,
I
yes,
saw
it did. I saw it.
Oh, my God.
And I'm saying to myself, what? Part of the occult was that. A guy, Angus thought it was a clown. So
So guess who got blocked today?
Yeah, so I mean, so he's just coming after me with, he's waving the cross at me, and I'd say, listen,
Oh,
It was just the pool. I would just say, hey, if you saw something else, that's your sin.
right? Exactly. What are you
Because,
talking about, man?
when my mother and my mother grew up in the Bronx, and so my uncle, her older brother, would take her to school in the subway, but the subway went under and up, like it had the L and below. So
Sure.
when they'd go up, and my uncle would be like, "Oh, look at all the people." Then they'd go under, and he'd be like, "Wow, look at those kids playing baseball and everything." And my mother couldn't see it because they were under the ground. And she's like, "I don't see it." He goes, "Oh no, you don't see it? That's your sins." And he would describe all the stuff that was happening, and she didn't. All she saw was black. And then it came up, and he'd continue to describe what he was seeing. Then she went home crying and told my grandmother. My grandmother beat the crap out of my uncle, but it was always like, "Oh no, that's your sins."
oh man.
So anyway,
wow.
this guy,
God.
I would just be like, "Hey, there's just a pool. I don't know what you saw."
Oh man.
Wow. See, that makes me feel better about my mother singing made up opera in the elevator at Saks.
Well, I mean, made up opera is still good.
Not when there's an old rich lady wearing furs in there, and she's thinking this lady's drunk. And then the door's open, and my mother says, "Take your little brother's hand," and there's nobody there.
There's
So,
no little brother.
I'm like 6, 7, and she's in there. And horrifying this bitch, right? And it's like, Mom. So
That's
there's
brilliant.
an excuse. I have an excuse. Yeah, brilliant,
It's
brilliant.
genetic.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Yes,
Genetics.
it is. It is.
Yeah. All
There we
right.
go.
Oh, so are we ready? We
We
ready?
are ready for the pasture.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh my goodness. That is me. That is the ghost of Christmas pasture.
There you go.
That's the 4.5
Oh my
in White
God.
Plains with the chimes and the bells and the things. Yeah, and the Marquette, right?
Marquette.
You need to have the Marquette. All right, so wait a minute.
Oh, Joe's got some.
Oh,
I just have the tabernacle in Christmas. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
no, that's perfect, bro.
little bit of snow. We had some snow. When was it? 2 days? Oh no, a few days ago. Yesterday.
Oh,
What? Yesterday.
You
it
have
snowed.
snow. There's no snow in my town, Pally.
Yeah, no, it's actually when I was in like Madison, Florham Park, it was just raining. But by me, I had like almost an inch of snow.
whoa.
An
That's,
inch. Come on. An inch. That's not snow.
Really?
No, that's a different picture.
That's what falls out of my margarita glass.
Yeah, no, that's not yesterday. But yesterday we did have nearly an inch of snow up here.
Look at Lenny.
Look at Lenny.
Hey,
Look at his.
Nice hat.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I just threw it up there. I didn't know it was going to look like that.
Beautiful. No,
That's
that's
great.
great.
Nice.
Oh, and look at the
Angus,
Christmas card.
Angus, that's
Very
beautiful
nice.
too.
Do it yourself.
And there's still quails.
Where's the quail? Oh, there he is on the roof. There's a couple of them. Nicely done. I see him. I see
Very
him.
good.
All
Mousy,
right,
yours
next
is
week,
very,
Christmas party,
very
everybody.
Christmassy.
You have to have partridges next week.
Next Friday, Christmas party.
Next Friday. Yeah.
Yes, next
Yeah.
Friday.
Party. Christmas
Because
party.
Christmas is Sunday, so we can't do it then.
Oh, Booker had a gig tonight.
The 23rd.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't be here today, but
Yeah,
he'll
yeah,
be here the
yeah,
following
Yeah,
week.
Booker had probably, they wanted him to be on time tonight.
Angus, don't forget to remind me about that Christmas party.
Okay.
He'll remind
Don't
him.
forget to remind him.
Yeah, don't forget to remind him.
Do you want me to
Don't forget
remind you
me.
to remind
Before
him?
Christmas. Before Christmas.
All right,
Wait,
Joe,
but
you
you-
remind me to remind Angus to remind Lenny. Okay,
Wait,
I
man,
think we got
we're
that
gonna
covered.
post tonight?
You know, I want you to know how dedicated I am to our children of the lawn. I don't know if you saw this on the way in, but this is for them.
Put their names on the chairs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Decorated
look
them.
at it. With their Christmas
Ooh.
lights. We love those children in the lawn. They're the best.
It costs money.
The best.
Yep.
The best. So yeah, so that's there they are.
Yep, there they are. Tonight
So
they were
Mousy,
having,
any gigs?
brownies, hash brownies, and
Yeah. What? Oh no! Wait. No! Stop. Where is it? Oh, shit.
Did I miss something with this swimming pool?
Maybe.
Oh, really? Seriously?
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was looking at. It was very
Want to
small.
see it again? Want-
He doesn't know what he's looking at it, so show him.
Should I
No,
start
man,
it over for you?
It's
Here.
just to get you closer to the frickin' screen.
Here. It's to get you to take 30 seconds out of your life.
Yeah. Nice and
Clear your mind. Relax your body.
false sense of security.
Yes, and concentrate on what you're seeing and hearing. Oh.
So
Oh,
immature,
this
I
is
swear to
nice.
God.
This is
I
beautiful.
love it.
Wow, look at that.
Now,
Oh, fuck.
is there a cult in here? Is that a cult? Is this guy from the occult? He looks like he's in a band.
That's his name.
Isn't that the guy from the cult?
That's it. That's the it guy.
I don't know.
I don't know. But for this other guy to be telling Steve
That's
that
the guy with the big teeth.
Yeah, that's him.
edging
So,
God
Joe,
way,
to answer
dealing
your
with
question, Joe, I
cult.
have 3 different church Christmas carol concerts to do, which is always one of my favorite things. It's just so uplifting.
Yeah.
And there's no lead singer going, can I get more of me in my monitor? It's just everybody's
So, yeah, we've got
Everybody's just happy.
Sunday night, the free Tabernacle Christmas concert at 7 p.m.
Did you
This
hear?
Sunday?
Did you hear about the lead singer
Nice.
that had such an amazing self-image that the other singers were talking about it?
No.
No, never
Well-
heard of that.
We didn't
So,
either.
Mousy,
We didn't
Yeah.
either. All right, so
We'll
listen.
see everybody next Friday.
Yeah, we'll
Wait,
see
I'm-
you next Friday.
I'm talking to
You know-
Mousy. I'm talking to Mousy. Hey, Mousy.
Use us. Yes.
Yeah, these gigs that you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
I haven't mixed in a while, but you're probably going to have a pretty good time doing these. Because I
Oh,
was
I
thinking
always do.
with those gigs, you're mixing from silence up.
Basically, yeah, absolutely. And the acoustics in churches in general, especially not so much Catholic churches, because there's a lot of marble and glass going on there. But in the Protestant churches, they have, it's more like wood and carpet and baffles and things like that. So the acoustics
They're
are
smaller,
usually like,
basically.
mwah, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it
Well,
goes.
have fun.
Play Steve's occult video.
Yeah. Please play Steve's occult video.
Yeah, I'll pray for your soul while I'm there. Steve.
I may
just
throw
want
that
someone
little
to start with a
sound
little
in
video.
right at the end of Silent Night. I think it would fit perfectly.
I
Like
think you're
Silent
right.
Night.
I'm telling you. And then I got to tell you, when I did it, I felt just like I was in junior high school, and I'm in
Felt like
trouble
he's in
again.
trouble, yeah.
I did it again. Holy shit!
I couldn't help it
Yeah.
though.
I was
That would
thinking
be
the
Silent
same thing.
Night, Unholy Night.
That's right.
That's right. There you go.
All right, have a
All
good
right,
weekend, everybody.
Bye,
Be good.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you soon. Love you guys.
Love you.
Angus, good
Bye.
talking with you.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there were 2.
There were 2.
That would be us.
All right, children of the lawn.
Man, it's
Have a great
weekend. The
weekend.
weekend is here.
That's right. And
So-
Monday is Monday Madness with Stephen Angus.
And we have new stuff for you this Monday. We
That's right.
thought of really cool stuff. You got to be there on Monday because you're really going to like Monday because it's going to be great and you're going to be part of it. You will participate and we will enjoy ourselves. See you Monday. And if I
I
don't
gotta
see
tell
you,
everybody,
what?
Remy is in here and he knows when we sign off.
Oh, this is the
language.
weirdest thing.
He
I should
gets
get-
up and starts to walk out because he knows when we say, good night,
Oh, wait,
everybody.
you can see his head. You can see his head. He's right down
He
here.
gets up.
And all right, so I'm going to leave the camera on. Okay, so anyway, if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Be good,
Can you believe that shit? If I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
He knows. The
He
lingo.
knows. He knows.
All right. Good night.
Have a nice
everybody.
weekend, kids.